Today I'm going to be showing you guys the best jump shots for all builds, heights, and ratings. In this video, we're going to show builds under 6'4" first, and then we'll do 6'5" to 6'9". More jump shots for centers that are taller than 6'9". There's going to be 2 for each category. All these jump shots are going to help you make more shots. It's guaranteed. If you guys find this video helpful, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. So we're going to start off with this jump shot for guards under 6'4". The base is going to be Cameron Thomas. Cameron Thomas has a nice little swing where his feet start to come together. That gives us a great release point. It's going to give us an A+ release speed. Then for our upper one, we're going to go with Oscar Robertson. Upper 2 is going to be Fred VanVleet. For visual cue, it's going to default it to wherever the game thinks that you should be releasing it at. So for this jump shot on the visual cue, we're going to set this to release, and then we're going to make it max release speed. And I'm going to show you guys what it's like to shoot with this jump shot. And we'll go over the jump shot real quick. So on this first jump shot for guards under 6'4", the Cameron Thomas base gets very high up in the air. This jump shot feels very smooth and easy to time. As you can see, the legs start to swing forward and you're simply going to release off that swing. The Cameron Thomas base, I've seen a lot of people using it, so shout out to my boys like Ty, as well as many other guards in the game, because they definitely gave me the excitement to try to throw this base on and try it myself. But the uppers, I mean, number 1 is going to obviously be Oscar Robertson. We spoke on that. Oscar Robertson has the best release grades in the game. As you saw earlier, the release height was an A- with an A- defensive immunity and a A+ release speed. That is because of Oscar Robertson. Anytime you put Oscar Robertson in a jump shot right now, the release height is just phenomenal. It gets the jump shot to the top peak, where it's the easiest to release every single time and get a green. And then obviously I'm setting my actual visual cue to release, so that way I'm able to release the top of the jump shot, even though it is a very fast jump shot. If you guys don't like that though, you can try push, which will be more on the way up as he's starting to bring the ball to the top of his head, or you can stay on release or even go to set point. But I'm not gonna lie, bro, set point is crazy. Like, you tap square to shoot the ball on set point this year. So I do not recommend set point. And then for our second upper, it's gonna be Fred VanVleet. Now, Fred, he has a really good 90-degree angle on his right arm. That's why he is 70% of our upper bases. I love the fact that I can actually see his arm when it's ready to shoot. As soon as it hits that 90-degree point, I release it, and boom, easy greens. But let's go ahead and jump into the next shot for our 6'4" or under guards. Okay, so the base of this jump shot feels very good shooting off the dribble. Jacoby Walter is by far, in my opinion, one of the best bases off the dribble, which is very important if you are a small guard. You need to be in rhythm off the dribble, because 90% of your shots, you are going to have the ball in your hand, and you want to be able to knock down that wide open shot coming off of a screen on the fast break, or if you just catch the ball and dribble to the right because the defender is literally not guarding you and you just need to take a side step. But catch and shoot is very good on this jump shot as well. As you can see on these jump shots, man, this thing is absolutely chicken. Jacoby has a very good release point. You're able to basically release the jump shot anytime the knees start to bend whenever he goes up. As you can see, the knees start to bend, and then I just release it and it's green. It's very simple. And then obviously for our uppers, we've got the smooth Oscar Robertson and the Ryan RCD Akano, whatever his name is. I'm totally slaughtering that. But the uppers allow you to have that 90-degree angle form that we know and love from like Rudy Gay jump shots back in the day. Man, Rudy Gay used to be the most smooth jump shot of all time. So every jump shot I try to recreate, it's low-key in some format trying to be like Rudy Gay. So in 2K25, Rudy Gay's jump shot is way too slow. So I'm still like trying to figure out ways to get that jump shot that I used to love back in the day. But this jump shot has a very good arc. I don't like how greens like don't instant swish half the time, like they'll bounce around. I actually had a couple of offensive appearances, but I noticed with the higher arcing jump shots, those greens do auto swish a lot more. With the low arcing jump shots, sometimes all your greens like tend to bounce around like crazy. So I'm definitely going to be leaning more towards the higher arc jumping shots. And also, it's a small guard. I want to be able to shoot over the center or the lock, those players that are coming out to close out on me with my mini marksman badge, as well as that high arcing, high release jump shot. Larry Bird is another really good upper that has a lot of high arc, but I've been kind of avoiding Larry Bird since like 2K22. But I'm going to show you guys real quick the difficulty that I'm on. As you can see, this is going to be on the slider preset of the city. So you know I'm not just chucking up shots on rookie. Up next, for 6'5" to 6'9", we're going to be using Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver is going to be the base with Kyle Korver as upper 1. And then upper 2 is going to be Aaron Naismith. And then for our blending and release speed section, we're going to be set to push here with a max release speed. And then the blending is going to be a simple 50-50. This gives us a B- release height with an A+. This actually breaks the scale. The release speed is actually faster than the scale. And then we get a A defensive immunity with a B+ timing stability. Let's head over to the My Court and show you guys this on park sliders. All right, so we're going to be shooting around on the slider presets for the city. That way you guys can see how good this jump shot truly is. All right, so this Kyle Korver base, man, it explains itself. Kyle Korver is one of the best shooters of all time, so it only makes sense that his base is absolutely chicken in the game. As you can see, his legs start to kind of swing forward. Now you can mess up the timing. I usually mess it up when it's early because I'm still on push right now and I'm kind of adjusting, but it's pretty self-explanatory. As his legs start to swing forward, you're simply going to release it, and then he holds his hand up every time you green. And, you know, that thing is cheddar, I'm not going to lie. And then we've got the Kyle Korver upper, which gives us that jump shot arc. As you can see, this thing is like touching the moon. It looks like a rainbow. I love the high arcing shots. When a shot does not arc high at all, I think I miss it every time I release. And it's very hard for me to figure out the timing. And then we've got Aaron Naismith. I've never used Aaron Naismith in a jump shot before, but I will say I love what it did for the timing stability. The B+ timing stability makes me feel like I have a little bit bigger of a green window. Most of my jump shots are usually sitting at that C to C- range. This is one of the first jump shots I've ever made with a B+ timing stability. So yes, Aaron Naismith made this jump shot very, very good at greening. It feels super consistent. I'm shooting well off the catch. I'm shooting almost 73% from 3 in the park right now on this build and my popper build. I haven't actually taken my guard build to the park yet, but these two builds are shooting very well in the park. So I do recommend this jump shot, but we're going to go ahead and jump into the next jump shot. This next one is going to be for 6'9s. So for our next jump shot, it's going to be the one that I'm using on my 6'9 popper right now that you guys saw in my most recent video. Our base is going to be Aaron Naismith with upper release 1 being Kyle Korver, and then upper release 2 being Oscar Robertson. Once again, I'm going to be using push on my taller builds, and I use release on my smaller builds. So because this is 6'9", I'm going to be going with push. That way I speed up the jump shot a little bit more. This gets a B- release height, A defensive immunity, an A+ release speed, and a B timing stability. With upper 1 being Kyle Korver 55% and Oscar Robertson being 45%, this jump shot's going to have a very good arc. So let's go ahead and go into the My Court, and we are going to show this on the slider preset of city. That way you guys know I'm not on rookie. When you guys are creating jump shots for center, you're going to want to think about your green window as well as how fast, how slow, and the release height. Now this jump shot knocks out all of those perfectly. As you can see, the release height, he is releasing above his head, super high in the air, and he slowly swings forward. Now, it takes some time to get used to switching from guard to center, so I missed a couple in the beginning of this video, but I really start to light it up as I watch his legs come together. I simply release, and he has a perfect 90-degree angle on his arm. Now, the one thing that I will say I don't like about this jump shot that I've liked in years past is it does feel a little slower than most jump shots that I use in this game. but it is very, very consistent. Like, there is not a more consistent jump shot in this game than this base. The Aaron Naismith base by far blows every base out of the water. And then obviously we've got that Kyle Korver upper. That Kyle Korver upper, man, it gives you that 90-degree angle so you can perfectly time your jump shot. It's smooth. It has a good arc. We aren't really prioritizing shooting off the dribble because we are a center. 90% of our shots are going to be catch and shoot. I am not looking to put the ball on the floor. I'm going to set a screen. I'm going to pop to the wings, to the top of the key, and even to the corner at times. But for the most part, all of my shots are going to be from the wing, the top of the key, and the corner. So I really want to focus on finding a jump shot that I am comfortable with in those places. A lot of people are missing jump shots on their centers because they are just looking for the fastest jump shot that you can possibly get on a center. They're sorting their jump shot category by A+ release speed, and they're using all these bases that have good release speed, but they don't have any green window at all. So they're just clanking everything. So make sure you guys try out your jump shots in the my court and try this jump shot out. I'm literally shooting 73% from 3. So go throw this thing on and let me know what you guys think. But let's go ahead and hit the jump shot finder one more time. We're going to go over the 7-foot, the 6'10 pluses, the big footers. We're going to help you guys get some jump shots right now. All right, so now we are on to the 7-1 center. Okay, so now we're on to the 7-foot popper build that I have that I play with in the rec. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been lighting it up with this build. So y'all definitely want to use this jump shot. So for the base, we're gonna go with Dwight Powell. Upper release 1 is PJ Tucker, and upper release 2 is G.G. Jackson. Now I run this build on push with max release speed, and then I get a 50-50 animation blend. This is going to give us a B- release height with an A+ release speed, B defensive immunity, and a D+ timing stability. Let's go ahead and slide over to the my court and I'll show you on the city settings. Now Dwight Powell is actually the same jump shot that I used on 2K23 on my tall centers because it reminds me of Rudy Gay. We talked about Rudy Gay for guards. It's the same thing for centers, man. I love when jump shots are one motion and go directly up and down. And as you can see by this base, it is all one motion. His legs start to come together and you release the jump shot. I am very big on paying attention to the feet for my visual cues. I really don't look at the arms very much. So if you guys are looking at the arms, you might want to change the uppers, but I'm a big feet guy. Pause. I love to watch the bottom of the feet swing and then I release on the swing. This jump shot does not have a crazy arc, and that is because of the uppers. It still has a pretty good arc, and you are getting pretty high in the air. That way you can shoot over defenders. The green window does feel literally insane, though. The jump shot is self-explanatory. It has a very simple form, and it is not slow. That is the biggest thing with centers. You can find really smooth jump shots on 7-footers, but the odds of it actually being a decent speed and being able to get the ball off before that lock, that back end power forward that's 6'8" with a max wingspan, with crazy challenger and perimeter defense come to close out on you because they released off the guard, you need to be able to get that jump shot off. And you're also able to shoot over them because of that height. That B- release height on this build is very good, as well as the A+ release speed. And then you do get that B defensive immunity. Anything below like a C in that defensive immunity category starts to get scary. When you see that D-, D+ defensive immunity, you're definitely not going to want to use those jump shots because they're going to get super contested very quick. Now, this is a catch and shoot jump shot. I do not recommend taking the ball with your 7-foot popper, taking it off the dribble, and pulling that thing. Make sure you focus on taking your slips and ultimately taking your pops and taking those catch and shoot jump shots with this base. Let's go ahead and roll over to the next jump shot for you guys. All right, so for the second jump shot I'm going to give you guys, it's going to be Paolo Banchero base, the Magic GOAT. This jump shot is super smooth and easy to release. And then we're going to get an upper release 1 that's going to be Micah Potter, and Franz Wagner is going to be our second release. Now, shout out to my boy Tough. You know, he helped me figure out this Franz Wagner release, but the Paolo Banchero base I actually just found yesterday. So for the release height, it's going to be a C-, defensive immunity is a C+. The reason I love this base so much is that release speed literally breaks the scale. It has an A+ release speed that actually goes past that. And then we also get a B+ timing stability. Visual cue going to be set to push. You guys can try push and release. I prefer push on my taller centers. And then our release speed is going to be maxed out with a 50-50 mixture. I have not played with the animation blending yet because I do really love my uppers just the way they are right now. But you guys can feel free to play with that. Let me know if you find something even better in the comments. But so far, like I said earlier, I've been shooting 73% from 3 on my centers. So, you know, these jump shots are good, man. Make sure you guys try them out. Let me know what one you like the best. Let's show you guys this one in the my court on the park sliders. Okay, so like I said, we're on the city sliders. Let's show you guys this jump shot. As you can see, it's just as smooth, if not smoother, as the other base. I love both of these bases. It almost literally becomes preference at this point. I feel like the green windows are essentially the same on both jump shots, but it is all preference. As you can see, the uppers do look a little bit more different. His arm actually goes more to the center mass of his body, and the arc is definitely higher on this jump shot. The base is different. There is no legs kicking together, so it's kind of a completely different cue. The cue is generally just based on the swing with this jump shot, but it is very green. Like, the window is pretty insane. I can't wait for 2K Labs to actually post a window for this jump shot, because they've been posting a lot of 7-footers, but they've only done like 17 of the bases, and there's a lot of bases. So, but I feel like this Paolo Banchero one is definitely, if not number one, a top 5 base for any build that is 6'10 or taller. I'm currently using it on my 7-foot popper. This build gets an 83 3-ball in silver set shot specialist. I don't even have it set to like gold or Hall of Fame anything right now. So this is with silver set shot specialist. And as you can see, this thing is literally chicken off catch and shoot. It's one fluid motion. His arm is simple. It's over the center of his body with that 90-degree angle. Now, I do want to try rhythm shooting on this build, but I haven't got around to it yet. So if you guys have tried rhythm shooting on your centers, please let me know in the comment section if it's a W or an L. I'm super excited to try it, but let's go ahead and jump into some more settings that I can show you guys for shooting.